Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on a 26 and 27-year-olds born in Wawa and Owen Sound, Ontario, Canada, that live in the honey hole Kincardine, Canada. Their hockey journey has taken them to Canada, the USA, Denmark, Germany, and Slovakia. They are legends of the shed and even golfed in the inaugural Two Ales and Hockey Tales tournament and lost a nail biter to the squad from out of town. One of them has earned his way to the old honey hole, Bietigheim. He earned his way there by being the best defenseman in the Midwestern Junior B Loop with the pesky Stratford Carletons, and naturally was a first-team All-Star, then became a champion with the Carleton Place Canadians, earning his way to Ferris State University and promptly became a champion there as well, a WCHA champion, and for fun was a third-team All-Star and a two-time All-Academic, confirmed gamer and smart. He's now mucking it up in Bietigheim in his fifth-year pro after dabbling in the Coast, the A, and Denmark. The other is an OHL champion and was the captain for years with the Guelph Storm. He earned his way onto Team Ontario in the under-17s, the OHL All-Stars, and Team Canada in the Universiade. Oh, and fun fact, he is a two-time OHL Humanitarian of the Year and a one-time Canadian Hockey League Humanitarian of the Year. Broke into the A right out of the OHL, but then decided to get educated with Acadia University. And when he was done running amok there, promptly got the call back to the A and dove into the Coast. And in his first full year, became the leader and captain again, this time with the Reading Royals. But just this season decided to spread his hockey wings and run amok with Poprad in Slovakia. Welcome back to the shed, Garrett, McFadden, and Ryker Killins. God, that was long.
Thanks for having us, Wally.
What?
Thanks for having us
Hey,
again.
thanks for coming back on, guys. I don't know if I'm getting
Anytime.
annoying, keep asking you back on, but you shed
Nothing
guys from
better
Kincardine. We got to inspire the next wave of Canucks, right?
For sure. The Canucks.
So I get into how we know each other. Garrett, last time I saw you, you were about to head to Slovakia, and we were on the ice with some of my puppies in Godrich with O'Reilly, right?
Yep. Good old skate with the boys. Getting ready early in the summer. That felt like years ago, honestly, at this point. But
It seems like years ago now, this summer, and like now we're into a season again. It does seem like a long time ago. Yeah, fun
Gotta
times
be
though.
4 months
And
ago, bro. 5 months.
yeah,
yeah, was like what mid August or mid July, I guess, because I was gone at the end of July. But yeah.
you were gone by the end of July. Well, yeah. Fun fact, Ryker, you're in my old honey hole, Bietigheim. They used to make me go back for July 1st. My flight was in June.
Yeah, we don't do that here anymore. Times have changed, Wally.
I would sure hope so. It's the stupidest thing ever. We didn't even have ice in the arena all of July, and they made us come, and we're hockey players, and they had no ice. And it's like, okay, so we're track stars now.
Running. Yeah, just running.
Yeah, I don't have the physique to be a runner, you know?
Good
Not
track.
long
Is
distance.
that the track you guys ran by the rink?
Yeah, that one down by the soccer fields.
Yep.
I have nightmares about that place still.
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking. I bet you there's a lot of guys with mental health issues from that track. Oh God. So anyways, Garrett, I guess I did bring out my puppies that I'm coaching. I brought out a few of them that day you were there in Godrich, and one of those is my horse. He's my captain, and I switched him from D to center, and you should see this fella play. He's like Eric Lindros with a Patrick Line snapper. He's there. He's a first year forward.
He's my horse.
Yeah.
He's huge, man, and
Yeah,
he's
he
all
was a big boy.
positionally sound. He's all over the ice, just mocking it up, and
Yeah. He was
it's
moving
fun.
pretty well too. So I mean, I'm sure he's doing fine at center.
Yeah, and he's a big boy, and now he can snapper. You should see it. It's like the new kids, that get the flex and technology. He's like snapping it. He's like a man child.
Making those $300 sticks you guys are buying for them worth it.
I feel like there got to be more than $300 now.
I actually don't really want to talk about it. Yesterday was my son's birthday, and he got a Bauer agent.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nice.
that
really.
run you amok?
That hurt the bank account, good thing it was on sale or he wouldn't have been getting it. But it was still completely outrageous. So actually, we better talk serious here right to start. Ryker, kebab game in Bietigheim, high end. You been to the kebab shop by the rink now?
I have been by the kebab shop. I actually just had a Yufka
Yes, you
about
did.
25 minutes ago.
Oh, talk dirty to me, Ryker. It's
Yeah,
lunchtime.
except I found a better spot than the one by the rink, I think. So, but
Are you
down by
talking about
my
the one
house.
by the train station?
Oh, that one's good too, though. That one's perfect after a night out in Stuttgart. And then
Right,
you
right.
can and go home.
So there's that one right there, but then if you walk down that road, there's another one on your left-hand side. That was my
Yeah,
that was my honey hole to get started there. It wasn't the one right at the
the
train station, just down the road.
it's like called K-pop or something.
No,
The
tell
young
them.
guys talk about it all the time, and they go there every day basically. So
Well,
I
so
haven't
do
been there yet.
I.
I
If you go, tell them Waldo says hi.
Waldo's
I ate one or two yufkas there. But then I found the one right by the rink, and there's the Chinese place right by there. If you want to
Yep.
get into some, breaded chicken with all the Asian noodles and whatever, rice and stuff, they give you sriracha or sweet chili sauce to put on there. Order 41A at the Chinese place by the rink, okay? And
41 in.
if you want to, go to Ballcourt with the fellas after practice. Ballcourt's just down the road, right? They got a great mini golf course. They used to be a sponsor, so we'd mini golf for free after practice, and whoever won, the other guys paid for their lunch. It's a
Are
great
you
little
talking
day.
you're talking the place right beside, like literally right outside your old rink?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ballcourt. It's got
It's
tennis
like,
courts, the beach volleyball.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's literally like 2 steps from your guys' dressing room, your old one.
No, that's a different mini golf place. That was the pizza place. There's another mini golf course it's sweet business. It's out back. They even have it's a spot.
It's probably not even there. That's probably where the new rink is.
They couldn't have taken ball cool down. It was like a high-end facility, man. That's where I also have nightmares. So that's where in the winter we would do our training before practice. It was tough. Didn't enjoy it. But I like the mini golf afterwards and then
Yeah,
competing for lunch.
but
But so what's your favorite restaurant in town, Riker? Is it one of my old honey holes? I'm getting hungry talking
uh,
Bietigheim food right now.
we go to Vita a lot. I don't know. It looks kind of new. It's an Italian spot downtown on the walking street.
I think
But
I
we go there probably like at least twice a week or maybe once a week,
I think
depending.
that might have replaced Luigi's where we used to run amok. Have you ever been to Rossneck, the German place at the end of the walking
I,
street?
I was there. I was there yesterday actually.
What'd you order?
I had a chicken burger and a salad actually.
Eh,
Healthy G.
yeah, the
Staying on a diet.
game's changed. Game's
Yeah.
changed. I used to get into the Fawnes, where they bring out the cast iron skillet then filled with all the fun stuff to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have a time. And fun fact, folks, that place is its own brewery, and they can mix up some beers that are too strong, can ruin your balance trying to walk home. Garrett, how's the food game in Slovakia?
It's good. They do like I mean we pretty much go for lunch every day. It's so cheap here. So
That's so hockey,
um
though, having practiced
yeah.
and going for lunch.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty good. We do like a team lunch on Wednesday, so like today for example, like one guy will pick up lunch or we cater from I don't even know what the spot is. I just when it's my turn I give up money and the equipment guys kind of handle it, but they usually bring us in like some schnitzel and some other stuff like that. It's pretty good, but the imports and I like will usually go out for lunch. There's a few places downtown. There's one called the Arena that's like you go in, you get so much food and it's like $6. So
The
it's
arena, is that probably like bar food then?
it's not. It's more like they have traditional stuff. Like their big meals here, like goulash and then like dumplings kind of thing. It's just like I don't know. It looks like just like soft bread to me. And then they do like halushki, which is they're both like really good. And so they'll have that type of
What's a
stuff.
halushki?
Halushki is like I think it's their national dish, I want to say, but it's like it's kind of like gnocchi, but it's a little bit like the noodles are a little bit smaller, and then it's made with like a lamb cheese kind of cream sauce, and then they do like a
Keep
I
talking
don't
here.
even know what
You
kind
know,
of like a bacon or some kind of ham that they fry up and put on top with like some green onions. It's really good, but
that
like
sounds
I
really
would eat
good.
that for lunch for $6 and I'll barely be hungry for dinner. So it's
Sounds like you're living.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty good. Like that's kind of you try to stay busy, right? So going for lunch is kind of one of those things. But
Well, you don't have to try and stay busy once you're done playing hockey. I know it
yeah,
can, I know days can be longer when you're a hockey player and you get out of practice and you're like, so where do we go for lunch today? That's actually not like the real world at all. You have to cram things in, even chats on your lunch hour. And shout out to Superheat. You guys are a sponsor of the shed, whether you like it or not, because I do these on my lunch hour sometimes. And fun fact, they also let me go to Godrich and skate with you and O'Reilly in the middle of a workday. And they were completely aware. And I told them, and they supported me, and they knew it's a passion, and I want to get better at coaching. And I appreciate that. Go Super Heat.
shout out Super Heat.
Uh, Anywho, so Ryker, I want to talk to you about how the season's gone so far because I've been in Bietigheim my first year and won the championship. Had a blast. When they'd call me out on the ice, they'd call me Mr. Brent Walton, and I felt really special, and I felt like I'd found my home. My nickname was Kugelblitz for round lightning, so that meant like it was okay that my body type was what it was. But then we started losing, and then all of a sudden I wasn't Blitz anymore. I was just Kugel, and then they didn't like me as much, and they didn't like any of the players as much. And then the fans, when I would talk to them, they would talk about my teammates to me really negatively. And I'd be like, you're talking about my teammate to my face. And I didn't really appreciate all the negativity when we started losing. So how's it been this season?
Um, to start the year, it was tough, obviously. Um, like you said, the fans kind of turn on you very quickly.
Yeah,
We didn't really have anybody in our ring to start the year. By like the 10th game, no one was really there.
right.
Then we actually made a coaching change, and I think we went like 7 in a row maybe to start. And now like last was it Saturday or Friday that we had 4,000 people packed rink. But if you look at our standings, we're in last place, but we're like 6 points out of third. So
Yeah, it is
it's,
crazy tight.
it's
I've
honestly it's crazy because usually there's like one or two teams that are basically out of it by now.
Oh,
And
when I played
but
there,
like
man, there was the four teams that were the top four teams, and then there was like the middle 4 to 6 teams, and then there was like the bottom teams that were just brutal, and everybody
yeah,
knew how it was gonna go. But
yeah, like even the bottom four teams, there's us, there's Dresden, like Ravensburg was down there, like some of the top teams that are usually in the league were all at the bottom. Castle was mid pack. They've pulled away now in first, um, but like I think it was 2 weeks ago we beat them 6-1 or 6-2. So it's like
is that
it's
right?
pretty close, but we need to find a way to keep puck out of our net. But other than that, it's
Mhm.
not bad.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know anybody. I looked at your squad. I actually don't know anybody other than your leading scorer came to the shed when somebody recommended him because they said he was played like me and he went from Landshut to Bietigheim. So I thought that was
Yeah,
neat.
yeah,
But I literally don't know anybody else on your team. And I just, I mean, saw some goaltending statistics that didn't look very good. But anywho, I shouldn't say anything else because goaltending is a team sport, actually. It's like getting a shutout takes everybody. And I think goaltending statistics awfully reflect how good the team plays in front of them,
yeah.
too. But
Did you notice how many German Canadian passes we have on our team?
I heard there, it looked like a few.
I think there's 13 or 14 of us. So it's like basically our team is basically North American. It's
Really?
nice. Yeah. Plus our
Um,
imports, our 4 imports that we have.
well, that's fun for you guys. I mean, every team over there is different. You get like
Yeah.
the Eastern European coaches that bring in their imports, and then all of a sudden you got no North Americans, right?
Yeah. No. So I think there's like maybe two teams that don't have North American on them, maybe. But
Yeah, yeah. Those I when I went over there, man, it was crazy when I saw how like we played a team called Essen, and like their imports literally they didn't even go back like past the red line. They just like play totally different. They just cherry pick and not give a shit about defense. It was crazy. And the one guy had like 100 points because he literally didn't care if they got scored on. Anywho, yeah, well, you guys are right there. And when a win is 3 points, it doesn't take long to catch up in that league.
Yeah, we just like Friday we lost with like a second left to even get a point. But like we've done that like 5 times, I feel like. But we'd also came back with 6-on-5. We scored 3 goals, 6-on-5 against Dresden, came back and won in overtime. Like scored 3 goals in like 35 seconds somehow. But
Did I hear a rumor you had missed some games, some time?
yeah, I'm still out right now. I
Ugh, yuck.
at my shoulder again, but hopefully just like another week or two, hopefully, and we'll be back.
Yeah, being hurt sucks. So where in Bietigheim are you living?
I'm in Bissigan. It's like 5 minutes from the rink,
Oh, you're out that way.
like towards Tam, if you remember Tam is.
Oh yeah, man,
Yeah,
I lived there for 4 years. I know pretty good
I,
around there.
I mean, I like being close to the rink because it's only like 5 minutes. Like some of the boys are like 15, 20 minutes and they get stuck in traffic in the morning, and I just cruise to the rink in 5 minutes, and it's
I was just on
close
the
to a
other
train
side of the
station,
walking
so
street from the rink. Like it was
yeah,
perfect spot.
that's
And
where Jack lives actually.
is that right?
Yeah,
We had like 5, 6 guys in that area and like the best
import.
people, the best crew. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's where all the imports are basically kind of by the walking street.
Right. I guess you're not an import, eh? You're a
No,
German Canadian.
yeah,
Can du sprechen ein bisschen Deutsch?
a little bit. Still learning on Duolingo.
Got the pass.
I
Ich
got the
bin ein
pass.
Kanadisch
I
Spieler
thought,
und ich kann sprechen besser Deutsch denn du, oder?
yeah,
Lick me a
that didn't
mosh.
that didn't sound German at all.
Lick me a mosh. Uh, okay. Garrett, how's it going over there? How's your squad doing?
We're doing all right. We've kind of
Basically the
got
same.
off, we got
Didn't
off
you
to a
also have a coaching change, man? There's a
yeah,
lot
we
of
did.
coaching
Yeah.
changes over there.
Yeah, we had actually a really good exhibition season, which was, I don't know, maybe the worst thing that could have happened to us. Like I think we were 7-0-1 in 8 preseason games, and we hosted like it's called the Trchansky Cup in Poprad, and we had like a couple. There was like a Czech first league team, a Finnish team, and then like Kosice, who won our league last year, and we ended up winning this tournament. So then,
Shout out to Dan Seaman, their head coach. Nice,
um,
nice gold helmet I got in the background. Kosice's coach is my Denmark coach. That's all. And
oh
he's been in
yeah,
the shed. Yeah.
um, yeah. Anyways, we started off winning that, and I think everyone was pretty hype around the town. We had
You won the
signed,
tournament with a Czech team, a Finnish team, and Kosice?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. We beat Trinek, and then we played Kosice in like the finals of this exhibition tournament. We won that game too. So
Your fans would have been wound.
yeah, like they were really happy, and we had just signed Max Gerlach, who had led the league in points and goals the year prior, and like set the record for most goals by an import in a Slovakian season or whatever. So it was just like a really hype way to start, and then we lost the one exhibition game in overtime. It was like our first loss of the year. Lost it in overtime and like ended up the next day at the rink at 5 a.m. instead of a day off, and kind of hurt the morale of the team a little bit. And then I don't know, we got off to a slow start in the regular season. Like we won our first game and then just couldn't string anything together. And I don't know, maybe we were like 2-8 or 3-8 or something like that. And they decided to make a change. And then we brought in a North American coach actually now. So it's been
What's his name?
Todd Bjorkstrand.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Nice gold helmet back there. He was coaching Herning when we won game 7. Sorry about that, Todd. But I actually know exactly how your team plays now.
Yeah.
Because that guy, he coaches. I found he coached hockey the right way. He made the imports, the Danish kids, everybody played hockey the same way. They chipped it out, they chipped it in, they played 100 miles an hour, and it didn't matter what line was out there. They were going to compete just as hard. And he got the best out of his players is what I saw.
Yeah, he's been really good for us. I think like just brought in a more simplified game plan. It was more just like, here's what we're gonna do in each zone, and like that's non-negotiable, and we're all gonna work hard and we're gonna skate and we're gonna do things fast. And that was kind of like just what we needed. We have a good team. We have a bunch of guys that can skate and have skill, but we just, I don't know, needed a bit of a shakeup, and so far things are working pretty well. So we've kind of propelled from like 11th, I think, in the league, like I don't know, 3 spots or 3 points out of like the relegation position to into fifth now, and we're a few points out of third place, and so things are kind of turning in the right direction, which is nice. And it's
Well,
obviously
that guy's going to be
nice to have some English behind the bench too. Definitely.
that definitely. So the last guy was speaking what Slovakian? Is that the
He
language?
was from Czech, so then he was speaking like Czech Slovak kind of thing. But like he would be yelling and carrying on or whatever, and like I would ask the Slovak guys and be like, "What's he saying?" They'd be like, "We don't even understand it." It's like, well, that
Nice.
kind of makes sense now. Like,
I have some funny stories of the first year in Germany when the coach didn't speak any English and he would do all the meetings and say whatever he'd say. I never knew it. I'd ask the guy beside me because they'd put him beside me because he knew some German, and he'd always just say, don't worry about it. Just go out and play. But well, I mean, I know what it's like though, with the way your season started, and when you lose a few games, and it's like same with coaching kids. Um, when things start not going a team's way, and like the negativity and the little comments and the little shit you don't need to get out of it. Like I had to nip it in the bud last night, man. We were playing one of the last place teams and we were awful, like awful for 2 periods. We were tied going into the third period, and I started hearing the stuff on the bench. And man, I went in after the second period and let them all know what was up, and I wasn't thrilled. But then we went out and ran amok in the third and won by 7. So, anywho, it was, but like just a little, when a culture can start changing, because of losing, and it sometimes takes a coaching change or something to switch it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryker, I know what you're going through. I've been there in Bietigheim. Been there for the good
Yeah,
times and the bad times.
yeah. There's been I think like 4 coaching changes in our league, so
Yeah,
like
man.
teams
And,
have teams have been just firing their coaches left and right because teams like Dresden and stuff like the high end teams usually they've been all at the bottom too. Like Kraftfeld fired their coach, Lance. Maybe Landshut did.
well, and
Oh
I
yeah,
and I know Dresden's coach, Corey. Like he's a beauty.
he
And
got fired.
yeah.
Yeah,
And people like have asked me why I never got into coaching out of hockey. And it's like, have you seen the life these guys have to live? And like, then you're saying you got a family involved in this, and they're coaching here one day and then they're done until they get the next job, and then they go there. And it's like the 2 coaches you're talking about in Slovakia, Dan Seaman and Todd Bjorkstrand, they were the 2 coaches in the finals in Denmark like a decade ago, and now they're in Slovakia, right? It's weird. Weird life
just
those guys got to live. Anywho, you know, Ryker, did you hit up the Pferdemarket?
I did.
Did you realize that they know who you are when you go there? Because I pretended like they didn't know who I was, and I just had a time and ran amok and probably
Yeah,
embarrassed myself.
yeah. We didn't really get to hide at that one.
Mm-mm.
They actually did our team intro there,
Oh, oh,
and the place was bananas.
yes. I actually think I saw that picture of all you guys there.
Yeah, yeah, you reposted it. We were up on like the stage and like
That's right.
people are on the tables and like the beer mugs are just everyone's slamming beer mugs
Yeah,
everywhere.
they're the masts, and you
But
get up
like
on the table, everybody's sweating and singing and smashing their masts together. And yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy how they usually don't break because
yeah,
you
they
can
don't
really
break.
cheers.
I haven't seen one break yet, but yeah, that was and we're all wearing our Steelers like golf polo too. So
Letting
after we got
everybody
off the
know what you're
stage,
doing.
everyone was just yeah. We tried like taking over like a little area and like just people just kept running into our table and like getting on the table.
Yeah, no,
It
those
was,
those beer tents are something, aren't they?
yeah, they're massive, but there's
I,
like
I've
20,
But like, man, in Bietigheim, the Federmarket, they just had like the one big beer tent, and like when that
like the
place
one
is,
that's made out of like wood though. It's not really a tent.
well,
It's like
yeah, you're
almost
right.
like a building.
They really like it gets constructed for a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, our Christmas market just opened up, I think last Wednesday. So
Well, just make sure you're weighing in each week to figure out where you're at, because December really hit me every year.
yeah, yeah, we already hit up a couple. So
Did you hit Ludwigsburg up? That's a good one.
yeah, we went there on Thursday, maybe it was, I think, or
Yeah.
Saturday, one of the two.
It's nice and contained, one nice square of fun. And then the
Yeah.
Stuttgart one's a little bit more spread out, eh? Been to that one
Yeah,
yet?
I think we're gonna go to Stuttgart on Saturday. It's on our off day, so
Yeah, you should enjoy yourselves.
yeah, we usually do. Try to.
Garrett, they got Christmas markets in Slovakia.
I think from what I've heard, there's a pretty good one in Bratislava. They've just kind of started like setting up the one in Poprad. It's all right. We had a day off on Monday and we got down there for some muddled wine and uh, whatnot. So it was nothing crazy, but we get another national break coming up. Um,
You get
Not this
two.
weekend, but the next. So we get three.
Oh yeah, those are the
Yeah.
It's
best
like the
part of
Danish
playing in
league.
Europe.
A bunch of us are gonna head towards Vienna. There's like a train that you can catch from Poprad. It's like 4 hours. So we're gonna go
Um,
to Vienna for the weekend, and from what I've heard, it's pretty unreal. Christmas market, and we had a different break, kind of like later November. So we've been on break almost as much as we've been flying lately. But my girlfriend and I got down to Budapest, and they were just setting that one up. So got to check out a couple, kind of. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to
Vienna,
well,
see
those
what the
national
Vienna
team breaks
be
are as
insane.
hockey as it gets.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, we had like 3 breaks when I was in Denmark too.
I don't. I remember
Plus, we
getting
had the
one or two
Olympic.
there. You always get the one in November, like the first week in November, and those are my favorite memories of being a hockey player in Europe. It's like those are when you get to do the trips that are like life
Yeah,
memories, you know?
yeah.
Okay, moving on, eh? What are we talking about? Riker, what'd you eat at the Christmas market? I love food.
What I eat
Have
at
you
the
ever
Christmas.
figured out why I got asked to kindly leave Germany after 6 years? It's because I like the food too much. I couldn't be a professional like that, you know? They
I could
overfed me.
I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah. Have you met
gotta
Manfred
be
the meat
careful.
guy?
The meat guy. That
Manfred the meat guy was my jersey sponsor, and
yeah, he
he get
might. I think he is the bar still like not. It's not really a bar, but like the place outside the rink. It's called Overtime. Is that the meat guy you're talking about?
probably,
He doesn't
yeah.
really speak. Doesn't speak much English.
Nope, nope,
Doesn't even actually at all.
nope.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about because he said he was going to get the boys some meat for the freezer.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is
Yeah,
because he does. And he sponsored me, and the team got it like once or twice a year when I became a sponsor because I got the fellas in. But fun fact, before he sponsored me, he sponsored Big Sexy, my line mate, Big Sexy, Little Sexy. I don't know if you guys get it, but he's like 6'6", Justin Kelly. He didn't tell nobody about his free meat. And then I got it when he left, and I told the boys, and then I started taking the fellas, and then he took the team on a tour of his meat factory and gave everybody a bag of meat, but he was giving me meat monthly, and it was like high-end meat.
yeah,
Uh,
no, it's like really good meat because he had like a full on barbecue for us at like in August,
yep.
and like it's really good.
Uh,
So
yeah, he can make a flank steak, I tell you.
you
He,
can.
yeah. And then fun fact, me and him, I wasn't that good at German. He didn't speak English. We hit the town together. It was fun. I went over to his house. He had some whiskey. I'm not man enough for that. Kept it to the beers. And then we hit downtown, and he got me some curry sub that I ate in the basement cellar of one of the restaurants downtown. Had a great night. Thanks, Manfred. Thanks for sponsoring me. Love the food. And I guess while we're on the talk of jersey sponsorships, Ryker, were you a teammate of Cameron Critchlow in Jacksonville?
I was there like when I came in and got traded to Jacksonville. He decided to leave to go to Manchester that same week. So I was there for like maybe 3-4 days and I met him. But he ended up flying out for like that England Cup or whatever they had during COVID.
Yeah, because
But I saw his
I
jersey.
I am his jersey sponsor. I'm like Manfred the meat guy, but I can only provide fun, not food. You know,
Well, like two of my buddies are on that team. You just had Evan on. I was talking to Evan the other day.
Wenninger,
Yep. I
where'd
play
he?
with him in South Carolina.
He's a beauty, eh?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And it
Loves
sounds
his
like
video game. You didn't
he's
ask him about it.
oh really? He hits the sticks, does he? Man, these hockey guys love the video games these days, eh? You guys
Garrett.
into that shit? Bet you you're not.
I
Uh, yeah, I play a lot more here than I have ever in my life, but
Yes, I know.
yeah.
You gotta fill the days, man. You
You
can only
have to.
eat lunch for so long
yeah,
and not
yeah.
drink beers.
Yeah.
If you get beers involved, lunch can carry right into dinner.
Yeah.
I played more video games when I was overseas than ever before too, especially when I was
Yeah.
injured. You can really hit the
Never
sticks.
comes out in the summer, really.
No, too much to do, eh? Yeah.
Too much golf.
Um, I I don't know. I'm just bouncing around here. Ryker, your mom came to visit. I saw her in Bietigheim, and that just makes it's just so weird that you're in my old honey hole. We could talk about all this stuff, and you're there. Realistically, I should have had you guys on individually because I got too much to talk to both of you about. But your mom did come to Bietigheim, eh? Those are fun memories when your family comes to see you overseas, eh?
Yeah, they came for I want to say like 3 days, and then they had a work meeting in Sweden. So they flew to Sweden for the week, and then they went to Italy with my uncle and my aunt, and then they came back for 3 or 4 days. But yeah, it was good to see them. Obviously, haven't been home since August and haven't seen them, so
Yeah,
it's always good when the family comes over.
my parents got to like they would always do like a week or a few days like on the way to see us or on their way out. So like they do Greece or Italy and then come visit for the week and it
Yeah,
your kid playing overseas would make it a lot make it a lot more sense to go visit Europe, right? And then all of a sudden you do it.
yeah, yeah.
Gary,
I feel this.
your old man coming? I haven't seen him around town in a little bit.
Uh, yeah, he's been busy with the store, but they're coming at the start of January. They're gonna make their way over. So they're both my parents are working away, so they had to kind of line up some holidays and some time to get off. But yeah, they're coming out. I think my mom booked flights earlier last week, so I think they're gonna come out for like 10 or 11 days.
All in Slovakia.
I think so. Yeah, I'm trying to convince them to go somewhere else for a little bit, but
Okay, here's a
my mom's
random
so
question
like
for you guys. Will your parents stay in your apartment when they come, or will they stay in a hotel?
my parents will stay in a hotel.
My
Riker.
parents stayed like 2 days in my apartment, and then they got an Airbnb when my uncle and aunt were here. So
Okay. Yeah, no, my parents always stayed with me, and there'd be guys that their parents stay in hotels. Some, I don't know, everybody was different, you know?
yeah.
Just curious, you know? Random questions. Anywho, um, what's the Slovakian league like, Garrett? The only tie I got to it is Dan Seaman and hearing about it from him in the shed because he just won the championship. And then when I was in Helbron and we were sucking the titties, they brought in Slovakian imports to threaten to take our jobs. And then they came in and played for our team. And we started health bombing imports when we got the extra Slovakians. But anywho, how is the league?
It's been good. Like I think the talent level is high. I mean, there's 7 imports on each team, so
That's quite a few.
the teams that we're playing against. It's kind of the same thing with Rikers League, but I mean, I feel like there's barely any disparity in our entire league. Like when I first signed, like from what I had heard, there was a few teams that you could kind of go in and beat up on, and then there was obviously like the top teams in the league that were going to be a hard game, and then there was kind of mid pack teams. But I don't know. It seemed like every game for us has been a close one at least, and like
That's
even
way
like
more
our
fun
biggest,
though than when you get the
yeah,
teams
yeah,
that to
for
mail
sure.
it in against.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
couple like pretty rundown old barns that we go to, which kind of sucks, but
I like those ones, especially if they have fans.
Yeah, like I mean, I can't remember where we even went, but it's just, it kind of looks like a community center with like seats around it. It's just like, I don't know, freezing cold and whatever. And like there wasn't too many fans, which kind of sucked. But the other rinks that we've been to with that are a little bit older, run down or whatever, like they have really good fans. So the atmosphere is pretty cool, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's definitely been a little bit different, and there's some old dogs that are still hanging around in the league and whatnot,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool to see. Like there was a guy that we played this weekend. He's like 42 and he's just got like this big gray beard and he's out there just battling. Like it's crazy to see, but I mean yeah, it's
It's
been
kind of like when you see the fellas out in senior A for the Ripley Wolves that are like almost my age playing it. That's funny. And they're out there giving her.
yeah.
Well, that, yeah. So is it a physical league? A little bit?
Honestly, more physical than I thought it was going to be. Like I kind of expected just to get in a lot of stick battles and
No,
be able to
I've
throw those
heard,
big
I
guys
think
and
it's
get
a
out of
bit
the
more
way.
than,
But
yeah. I think it's a
yeah,
bit more than the other European leagues.
I've gotten blown up a few times, and I think I've drawn 3 5-minute penalties already. So they
And you
like to
play with your
go
head up.
after some guys,
Uh,
and
Hey, on your poster pic, were you wearing a C? You sent me a picture of Poprad and looked like you got a
no,
C on your
definitely
jersey.
not.
No?
Those are just advertisements
Just
everywhere.
ads, probably.
Should have put a Two L's and Hockey Tails logo on it instead.
Yeah, I don't think. I
Sure looks
mean,
good on Critch's jersey in Manchester. It seriously, it looks like there's a C right where it's supposed to be.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it's weird, but no, that's just an ad. No C for me.
Oh, that's weird because you usually have the C. And I was like, how the hell did you go to Slovakia and get a C already? Like, how does this guy do it? I
Yeah,
couldn't get one anywhere.
yeah, no.
Uh, Anywho, so I that's a that well, I don't know what the word is. Right into the next question. You became a captain in the coast like your first full year, eh? How'd you pull that one off?
I honestly I don't really know. We had like the first year that I was there was a pretty veteran locker room, and like the team didn't have a captain that year, and then I want to say like 7 guys retired after that season, and then a few different guys moved on, and it was just kind of like a almost hit like the refresh button on the entire um
Team.
player personnel, I want to say. Yeah. So it was like the returning guys were like me, Dominic Cormier, another D man, and then Mason Millman, and then there might have been a couple other ones that played a few games with us, and like Mike Chen, who was kind of in and out of the lineup, one of those guys that they just kind of sign every year, and he's a great locker room guy and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It just like we had a really young group.
You can say it. You're a leader and a captain. You are everywhere you go.
Yeah,
Can't be
but
a wall.
I honestly
I
didn't.
don't like saying nice things to people in my shed, but it
Yeah,
seems like it's a pretty normal ritual that teams make you the captain.
yeah. I mean, I was pretty surprised by it, but it was cool, and
That is
um,
cool. Did you ever look up in the rafters at the retired jerseys and be like, so Yannick Tifu, he played with Wally? They went to
Where's
the
number
finals of the
3?
Coast? Yeah.
yeah,
Did you know that?
yeah.
The
I
red
didn't
and
know that
gold.
you played with him. No.
Yeah, he was our scorer. He was a muck runner when we were with the Daytona Beach Bombers of Ohio and went all the way to the finals with a ragtag bunch. Yeah. He's a shed guy. He's been on, but yeah, his jersey's retired there. And then
Yeah.
Ryker, ever looked up in the rafters in Bietigheim? Just a couple of my teammates up there too.
No, no Walton though. I didn't see
No,
Wally.
no, I got asked to kindly leave. They don't put those ones up there. Yeah, I think I was on my way there though, Ryker, until they brought in the new coach that didn't like me, didn't like anything about me, didn't like my physique, didn't like my personality, didn't like nothing about my game either. But Renee Schoafs is up there, Justin Kelly, and Dirk Robel. And I even just for fun had Craig Teeple on and got to know him in the shed because his jersey was retired before I got there. You know?
Did you play with McKnight too or no?
played against him. He was with beautiful Whitewater, Germany when I was there. Lausitzer Fuchse. And then they asked me to kindly leave and brought him in and then retired his jersey instead.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of
hockey.
things about him. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's fast, tall.
I'm pretty sure he just
good.
retired last year, did he not?
And got his jersey retired right away with Renee, my boy.
Yeah, because they won the Dell, and that was like his first year playing in the Dell or something. And he's like 40. He played his year with Bietigheim.
They won the second league, moved up, and he played one last year in the
Yeah.
DL.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he was a good player. And yeah, he was one of those guys on the lower budget team. And then, coach sees him skate and he's taller than me and faster than me, probably better looking too. And they bring him in, and then there you go. Found your home. Way to go. But fun fact, I still think I'm going to have the most retired jersey teammates ever in hockey. And anybody can challenge me on that. Don't have to retire my jersey. I don't care. My teammates are going up though. You know all the puppies you're playing against Ryker that are going to go up? Marco Mueller and Castle going up.
Yep, he will be going for sure.
Yes, he's a dandy too.
Yep.
Anywho, carrying on. But yeah, Yannick Tufus did get retired in Reading, which what'd you think of your year? You played there a year and a half, and then you decided to spread your wings. Playing in the East Coast really isn't that sustainable for very long, is it?
No, it's pretty tough. We traveled everywhere by coach bus too, so it was just like.
And you don't really make much money for like thinking about like your life in general, and you're like, what am I doing with myself?
You make enough to like basically part way through summer, and then you're like,
right,
all right.
And then you're like, okay, so ain't still golf.
Go back to the deal.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I was making more money at school than I was in the coast, so.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, it's all paperwork, so it's legit. It's legit money, but yeah.
You're allowed to get paid to go to Canadian University?
Yeah, I was on double full ride.
What does that even mean?
I was on a full ride from Acadia and then a full ride from the OHL, so my tuition would get paid twice, and
you'd keep one of them.
Keep one of them, yeah.
That's
which was nice.
Deal.
I had the first round package, so rent was covered and books and all that stuff. So
right.
Had a first round come in before me, and at Acadia kind of showed me the ropes, and we get 3.5 years there.
That's good stuff. That's hockey. Good work. I was curious how you ended up. So, I guess I was talking with your old man. He was with Dino, shed guy Dino. Did he not coach you in minor hockey?
Who, Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. In a novice and Adam.
With you and Skinny, who, by the way, I invited him on today too, but he's in the real world. He has to work today. Can you imagine? Doesn't even get lunch hour like me.
Oh, he's probably.
Thanks for giving me my lunch hour, folks. I'll do whatever you want the rest of the day. And thanks for letting me coach too, Anywho, what was I talking about? Yeah, when you were making the decision after the OHL of if you're diving into pro or going to Acadia, right? You went straight to the AHL out of the O.
Yeah. I mean, it was I just signed like an ATO, played a few games with Laval. They were the worst team in the American League by far that year. So it was like a cool experience, but it didn't really turn into much. And
gotcha.
I went to camp with the Canucks like that summer, and kind of thought about things and whatever. But
and you're like double ride? Never even.
Yeah, I had a pretty good school package from the OHL.
Double ride.
It would have been pretty tough.
Never even heard of that.
Yeah, it was nice. So, and I had a lot of fun at school. That's like the most fun.
Fun is fun
of my life. I honestly would say just playing hockey and being a university student, albeit like you're 3 or 4 years older than everyone, which is kind of creepy, but it was definitely a lot of fun. You got to make the most of it. So,
yeah, I do know what you mean though, because I don't know what Acadia is like. But I think going to school at Western Michigan was totally different experience than the guys that like go play hockey for Waterloo or Laurier around here. It's like going to Western Michigan and being a hockey player was like as fun as life gets. And Ryker, this was before I knew you, and I'd see a vehicle driving around Kincardine with a Fair State hockey sticker on the back, and I'm like, what the hell?
Go Dogs.
No, they do have a good student section there, though.
No, they don't.
Well, it's right at the old barn,
No,
right
I mean,
back there.
it's a great spot to have it, but have you checked in on Fair State's rink lately with attendance?
No, is it? No, it's not good.
There's maybe like 500 people.
What? I I remember they didn't really get many fans other than the student section.
When I was there, I want to say like we didn't really have a bad night unless we were playing like Alabama or something. Or like
I remember in that what they called it, the bulldog, whatever dog section,
dog pound.
dog pound. That's what they called it. Fans would like crowd surf from the top all the way down to like the
Yeah,
glass.
yeah,
That's
like
fun. That's hockey.
yeah, they still do that, but like now they crowd surf like one row and they'd fall.
Right, because nobody's there to pick them up.
No, there's no one there anymore. It's crazy.
By the way, this
Or
brings
even
up
like
my new idea to
they're starting to do the
inspire
Western,
kids
give out
around
free
here.
tickets. People don't go still.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That was one of my first NCAA games, was going to Fair State and watching them, because the Sugar Kings would take us to watch former Sugar Kings play in the NCAA, which was awesome, and it made me want to do what I did. But we went to watch Ferris, and it was Rob Collins and Chris Kunitz playing together, and watching them play, and I didn't know who Chris Kunitz was until that day, and then I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then you see what his career does, and then I got to play against him when I went to Western, and he was like up for the Hobie Baker and just dominating me, and it was so cool how awesome he was at hockey. But my new idea is I'm not a junior B team and I ain't the Sugar Kings, but if I'm with a team next season around here, my dream is to take my son's team and hopefully my daughter's team the same weekend to Western Michigan. Get everybody on a big bus and let's have a time. Let's go. Set up a couple exhibition games against some American teams and then go watch the Broncos play for 2 nights. And I haven't really been back since. And I think Western Michigan would take care of me if I brought a couple of my young teams back.
Probably would.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty inspirational for some kids too to go and see an NCAA game, because I know it changed my life when I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to take them into the student section or no? You'll definitely be there, but
I mean, I'll be mucking it up, but I don't know if we should get into the Lost and Lunatics area. That can get a bit crazy around there.
A little rowdy over there.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than the dog pound.
Yeah, it's way bigger than dog pound.
Yeah. But seriously, think about if, say, I'm with the U13 Canucks again next season. Maybe I could take the squad to Western Michigan, and that'd be a pretty neat weekend for the fellas.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just thinking out
Definitely.
loud. Yeah, just thinking out loud. Anywho, where are we at now? Anybody know? Ryker, what's the fastest you've been on the Autobahn?
180 probably, round.
Yeah.
When the car starts shaking, you kind of like stop.
Yeah, as soon as the shake starts, you get a little
And there's like Porsches and Audis ripping by you, and just like they don't care.
Is
they
it,
just fly
is it still the same in Bietigheim, where like every other car is a Porsche?
Yep, basically.
Yeah.
Or like there's random Lamborghinis around here too. It's like,
I know.
Why are they here?
Wow, they are.
Yeah.
It makes way more sense to have a Lamborghini in Germany than it does, say, in North America, because you can actually drive it fast. Just thinking out loud.
They just flash their lights, and if you get flashed, you need to move over, and like doing 170 is not fast enough, clearly.
Oh, not even close for the fast lane, man. All of a sudden you hear some noise in the background and you're like, oh, I think I better move over. Yeah, man, they're going fast. You better get over. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but people do follow the rules there. Have you jaywalked yet in Germany?
Yeah.
Have you? Have people looked at you like you should go
to
jail?
They look at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. It could be midnight and there's nobody around. And if it says do not walk, They will
Yeah,
not walk.
they will not walk. They
They
just stand
won't.
there, wait till the green light. They
I
won't
know.
move.
I know.
It's crazy.
And then
It's
you
like,
walk across and they give you the eyeballs and they're like, "Are you seriously walking across the road
but
when
like
nobody's around?"
we went to like a wine fest in Bietigheim. I don't know if you went
Yeah.
to that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
sure have. Yeah. Yeah.
We
We
walked across
dominated
the
that
street.
place.
There was like a big group at the light waiting, and I'm
Yeah.
like, there's nobody there, and there was like five of us. So we walked across the street. There wasn't a car in sight, and everyone just watched us walk, and they just stood there, and then they were just staring at us for like 5 minutes after.
Um, my well, one of my favorite stories of how it is with following rules is on Sunday is a day of rest, right? Everything's closed. You can't do nothing but play hockey, and we can work, but nobody else is allowed. Um, but my teammate, when he was at home gardening on a Sunday, his neighbor, his neighbor should be on his team, should be his buddy. They should be friends. Called the police on him for gardening on a Sunday.
That's like the garbage too. The garbage situation here is crazy.
Oh, are they up in your business too? I
No,
got,
they're not up in my business, but
oh, they got up in my
put the
business.
wrong thing in the wrong container, it's on your doorstep like an
Mhm.
hour later.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. A couple of my neighbors didn't appreciate the way I recycled or my lack of. And I'm sorry, I was doing the best I could. I didn't really know what all could be recycled, you know? So, Riker, I don't remember the last time I had you on. Were you in Garmisch yet?
You had me on in the summer
Before you went to Garmisch?
before I came to Bietigheim.
Really? I talked to you a lot, eh?
Yeah, it's like my fifth time on, maybe.
Holy moly, you getting sick of me? I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Um, anyways, so then you played 6 games in the playoffs and got put out.
Yep, we swept Hamburg, and then we played Hanover. Who,
Scorpions?
yeah, they
They had the budget.
ran us through the wall.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, money can win stuff in Germany.
yeah,
Uh,
they have like a full. I guess like they spent a ton of money this year on guys
yes,
from
they did.
hearing
Go Jerry
here,
Kuhn.
and I guess they have a full rink ready to be put up as soon as they win the Oberliga. So they're coming, I guess, at some point.
Um, yeah, it's a small world, this hockey world. Their coach is
Yeah.
the fellow that was in Bietigheim. That didn't take a
Like
shine. Didn't take a shine to me, you could say.
he's kind of small, right? He's like 5'8", 5'7" ish.
My mother said if I have nothing nice to say, I shouldn't say anything at all.
I know who you're talking about because when we played him last year, you could hear him screaming in Hanover at their guys because their room was right next door to ours. So
Yeah, I don't know when he
good
went
old
to
man.
Hanover. I know his team did get relegated out of the second league, with whoever was coaching Beirut or something. And I
All
just had a
right.
little chuckle to myself when he got relegated, just haha.
I now if he coached Bayreuth last year, I know exactly what you're talking about because we have two guys that played for Bayreuth last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it.
No, no. Mm-mm. I I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not gonna say anything at all because I'm gonna try and be the bigger person, you know? Um, Garrett, small world stuff. Actually, Ryker, who's the other Manchester guy that you said was your teammate? You said Wenny. Was there another one?
Oh yeah, Chase Harrison.
Ah, he's got a good duster, I see.
He does. He has a great duster.
Yeah, I haven't had
Yeah,
him on
he's been
yet.
there. He's been there for like 2 or 3 years, I think.
I know. I can't
I play
talk
with
to
him, and
everybody. See, don't you feel honored that you've been on like 5 times and I can't even have time to talk to the guys on the team I sponsor?
I don't know if you're going to be able to get Harry on.
Really? He's not a talker.
No, not really. He's kind of just to himself.
Mm.
Plays vids, watches golf highlights. That's about it.
Well,
Plays hockey.
sometimes those are the guys that really shine in the shed, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, other small world with my new Manchester Storms family. Garrett, you mentioned you had a buddy going there in the summer when we were having a laugh about the chocolate getting thrown in Manchester. CJ Garcia.
Yeah, yeah. I played with Garce in Guelph for 2.5, 2 years for sure. there's a bunch of them that I know, like on just that team. I played with Heinem at Acadia.
Research team found that.
And I also played with Johnny Corneal at Acadia. He was my roommate.
He was your roommate.
Yeah, he was my roommate at Acadia.
This hockey world getting smaller and smaller on me, the more people I talk to. It's weird.
There's a lot of guys on Manchester, I feel like, that we've played against or we just personally know.
I feel like there might be more about
in the whole league.
So you guys are getting a bit invested in this chocolate too, eh?
Yeah, I told Winnie the other day to grab me some and send it over because he said he got 2 coffee crisps the other night. So
isn't that fun?
He needs to send them or something.
It's weird how teams can make you feel like you're on their team and appreciated, and then other teams that don't. It's like I've tagged Bietigheim in lots of things over the couple of years I've been doing this, and not a peep back, not a donka, not a nothing. And it's like we were like family for 4 years, and like you guys had me bigger than life size on the old arena, and now you pretend I'm not even here. It's like, come on. But they probably, do you think they're not into chocolate over there, are they, Ryker? I don't know. Would anybody throw chocolate on the ice and make me feel loved again for you?
Probably not. No chocolate.
Do you think what would you want if someone wanted me and you to feel special and like maybe play a little harder and just warm our hearts a little bit here in the shed in Canada and over there in the old honey hole in Bietigheim, and maybe you get back from your injury, you go out there, win a game, run amok, and someone throws you a chocolate bar on the ice. Wouldn't that just warm your heart?
It would feel good, but
it'd feel good to me too, especially when you took that photo and sent it to me.
Yeah, it would. Maybe I'll buy a chocolate bar and have somebody throw it out there for you. See what happens.
What would you buy yourself?
Actually, I just bought one. I don't know what they're called.
The Melkas?
Like the little square ones? They're
what color is the package?
Light blue. It's like a milk chocolate bar. But like they have like 15 different kinds, but they're just like a little square.
I think they're called Melkas.
I think no, not those ones.
Dear.
Here, I'll grab it. It's right here.
Yeah, do that. Because what's fun about doing this is there are a couple people in Bietigheim that still let me feel appreciated and have even given me scouting reports on your play.
These ones.
Oh, Alpenmilch.
Yeah, these Ritter Sports.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had that. That's your jam, though. So if anybody's going to throw you a chocolate bar, that's the one. Right there, folks. Alpenmilch. Because I have gotten a couple photos from a fella.
Milkas are good too, though.
They are good. Yeah. There's a lot of different flavors too. A lot of different things inside those. But yeah, the start of the season, I got sent like a picture of your opening night with a fellow with like 6 beers in a tray. Pretty neat thing they're selling at the arenas where a guy can carry 6 beers at once to a seat.
Yeah. When I did play the other night, there was a guy that literally just had there was like a full case of beer just walking to his seat. And they're not little beers either.
No. Ones in Germany can mess you right up they're stronger than over here. Over here you can drink for sport. There it can get dangerous.
Yeah, I forget who we beat in overtime at home the one night, but their fans were just coating us in their beers.
Now that brings back a memory of that was in Garmisch my first year. My parents were there watching, and we were smashing them like 7-0. So then their fans were still getting glasses, like real glasses full of beer, and they decided to throw those on the ice to show that they were upset with their play. Yeah. And they were smashing all around me in the last minute of play. And I was like, wow, this is hockey.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't hit me.
we were in, I think it was Bad Nauheim, like probably a month ago. And like during warmups, I see that they have glasses, like real glasses.
In the crowd.
And I was like, that can't be right.
That's unsafe.
Sure enough, Jack actually stopped in front of the net, and there was like a missed call or something, and this beer glass just missed his head and shattered all over the ice.
See, and folks, I just want chocolate thrown on the ice. It's safe. It's fun, right?
Yeah. But they didn't really care if it hit their player either because their guy was standing right there too. But
it can get
over the netting, though, good toss up over the netting by the net. It's great toss.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather people throw chocolate at you in a fun way than glasses. Just thinking out loud. But if if my money was on someone to actually throw the chocolate on the ice for me in Bietigheim to you and make us feel special and appreciated, I think it's the fellow that's carrying the 6 beers to his seat. Thanks for sending me that photo. It makes it feel like a small world when a Bietigheim fans let me know that it's opening night and send me a picture of it and then giving me your update that you look very promising and already had an assist within 2 periods. Did you know that? Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah,
He
small
gave you the
world
wrong
over here in
info.
the shed. Really?
Gave you the wrong info though. I had a goal if it was opening night.
That's probably what he said. I can't keep track of everything.
Set the record straight. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I set the record straight. It was 2 minutes into the game, but yeah.
Okay. Well, so then your poster pic you sent me, other than you guys just playing heads up hockey, most of the photos you sent me were two D-men that can have a great first pass with their head up. That's what the pictures scream to me. Your eyes were way up the ice looking at sticks to pass to in all those photos. But the other one was after the game when you're going to the crowd and you won. So it's pretty strange stuff you do after games in Germany with the fans when you go back out, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you guys do that stuff, Garrett, too, or
We don't go back out, but we'll do some kind of like thing after every game.
just
Usually,
like a quick one?
yeah, like we'll do like a little cheer. Like they've got a bunch of sets of drums up in like our super fan section or whatever you want to call it, I
Yeah.
guess. The young kids on the team will like go in the center ice circle and like hit their sticks on the ice. Then the fans do it back with the drums and clapping. We do
Yeah.
that. It takes like a minute to do, and then we just do like a victory lap and head
Yeah.
off.
We
A lot of time,
here.
like somebody will come back out and do something if they had a
Yeah.
really good game or whatever. Like the fans will start calling for them, but
So the
for the most,
fans will call someone back out. That
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
that
Ours
brings
usually do like
yeah.
every game. Usually they'll call somebody out. But like
And that
after
would have
like
been
a
the
win,
game you got called out there then, eh? With that poster pick because you were leading the charge.
yeah, we like that's like we come out or we do it after we win, and then we go into the room and we wait like I don't know 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and like you could hear them just going berserk and want us to come back out, and then we come back out and they just lose their minds, and everyone's still in the building too, like no one's left.
And you
So
come out
it's
like
kind of
half
cool.
gear, right? Without your top stuff on.
Yeah,
Show
yeah,
them
just
your
take everything off,
muscles.
but
Yeah.
yeah, show everything off,
Yeah.
and then yeah, but then we're out there for like probably another 5 to like 7 minutes, just sitting on one knee, and like they're just I don't know what they're saying, but they're beating drums. There's people you could see people chugging their beers, like it gets a little crazy.
It's it's an eye opener from fellas from this area of the world, right? When you get over to there and fans get a lot more into it than going to a hockey game around here. I remember my first game ever in Germany and or first home game. I'd played in Kassel the first one, then we come home and we won and score, man, like a couple of assists. And then we do the thing and we go off and then they were chanting my name and I had no idea well, like okay, cool, thanks. I appreciate it. But then my line mate was like, you have to go back out. I'm like, and do what? And then he's like, I'll come with you because he had scored the 2 goals I had assisted on. So then we went out there and did like the can. And it was just like, then the crowd went crazy when we're like kicking our legs up in the air. And I was like, well, this is different. But yeah, Cardiff was the same as Garrett. What you're saying, I think, is like you do a victory lap, you high five some kids and fans, and like say we appreciate you coming, right? And then you get off, but you don't go back out. No. Mm-hmm. But Ryker,
We
you
actually
had
went back out when I was in Denmark too. Now that I think about it.
I don't remember in Denmark what we did. I don't recall going back out. Have you had to do the worm thing yet?
No, I'm never gonna do the worm either.
I bet you will if the rest of your
Oh,
team's
like
doing it.
oh, you mean
No,
like
not like the real worm. No, that's what I tried to do with
oh
the
yeah,
other
I did
parents
that.
coaching minor hockey, and it didn't go
That's
well. I thought I broke my toes.
that's
No, I'm talking
Garmisch.
about the team worm, like the snake
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. Garmisch is the team that does that. We did that last year after every time we won.
I think it's the stupidest thing in hockey. Other
It
outside
is. I
outside of
had
gold
no
helmets for the
idea.
top score.
I had
What do
no
you?
idea what was going on, and we came back out and started doing this worm to this song with the dance. And I guess they've been doing it for however long Garmisch has been a team. It was
Well,
the craziest thing I've ever done.
so
And like everyone's in the standstill, and they have like the clapping and like to the song. I don't even know what the song was.
um you Garrett, you get on your hands and knees and you get in a line as a team, and then you grab the guy in front of you's heels of his skates, and then you all just walk along on your hands and knees. And it's like the crowd bullied you into doing it and making you all act like complete donkeys. And you're like, well, we won. Why are we on our hands and knees? Can't we stand up?
We didn't go hands and knees. We just hold each other's shoulders, but we'd have like we kick one leg out and then kick the other leg out.
Can we talk about gold helmets now? They're only
Yeah,
cool if everybody wins them together in Denmark.
yeah. It's only yeah. If you have
Yeah.
a gold helmet on here, you're basically getting targeted the whole entire game. So you could just ask Jack about it.
Well, I had to wear one, and it's the stupidest thing ever. Like when I first went there, the first 2 years you didn't have to, and then and then and then you did, and I hated it. I hated everything about it.
Do you guys have that in Slovakia, Garrett? The helmet? No jersey either. Is it Switzerland that has like the jersey helmet combo with the flames on it?
I've
Like
seen
we
that.
can't. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say we can't hear you.
Yeah, I've seen that. But we don't have anything in Slovakia. It's just everyone wears their own jersey every game. So
Yeah, I find it kind of crazy, but
The gold helmet thing when they brought that in, I I just want to be one of the guys. I just want to fit in and have fun with all the guys. And then you put that shit on me, man. I hated it. I hated everything about it. And then, oh, yuck. Anyways, in Denmark, for winning, you get a gold helmet all together, and then you all wear it out on the town, and you fit in with all your teammates, and it's fun. You know, you need the gold helmet though after you win to protect yourself because it can get away from you. Ryker, I hope you have not heard any stories of like when we won back in 2009 because I got away from you that time.
just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, not the day of, the next day. The next day is the worst because you haven't slept enough and then you try and do it again. And then they tell you there's a parade and you didn't know about it and you're in cutoff jeans. It's not a recipe for success.
I don't think you get helmets in Germany either.
No, I
So yeah,
wasn't protected. I had my dog for support though. He got on the float with me. But it takes everybody to win. I had people help me get the dog back home safe and sound that day. No leash, right downtown Bietigheim, thousands of people around, and everybody knew it was my dog, and we all took care of him together. Good stuff. Ah, bad. Um, I'm curious if anybody will throw you a piece of chocolate after your next win when you play. You know?
I'm curious too. I hopefully I see it though if they throw it.
Well, you know what's gonna have to happen, Garrett. What do you like? You Slovakia got any cool chocolate?
uh none that I've had, if there are any, but they have pretty like North Americanized chocolates, I guess. Like usually if I want a chocolate bar, I'll just grab a Snickers from the grocery
Yeah,
store. I
like we have
haven't
Snickers. I always just try something different for.
You mix it up, eh?
Well, I like
I can't get too invested, guys. This is just with you guys. I already got a team, to deal with chocolate, and then we got Twix in Denmark and Kit Kats in Cardiff. It's gotten a bit away from me, but just so you know, maybe you guys will sharing is caring, right? If you guys share this, that you guys came on, and Garrett, what would you want if you share this and Slovakians listen?
I mean Snickers works for me. I'm more of
You're not
a
even worried about the peanuts in the arena. You're
I
jeepers.
mean
That's barbaric. Um, okay, well, Snickers, they got those over there.
yeah, they got them. I've had a few since
Snickers
I
and an Alpenmilch, please, in Slovakia and in Bietigheim, Germany, right? Go
correct.
Poprad, go Bietigheim. Um, Ryker, isn't your coach. Isn't his kid on the team?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be weird coaching your kid in pro.
Um, it probably is. I mean, they've. I think he's coached him. He
Before,
coached
eh?
him last year, and then he gave up the coaching job to become the general manager. And
That didn't
then
go that well, eh?
obviously we got rid of our coach, so then he just took over for the rest of the year to coach again. But
And that
like,
they brought in that new assistant coach, and I recognize that name, that Duck.
yeah,
Um, he played in Schwenningen when I was somewhere. Definitely played
yeah,
against him.
yeah. I think he was in Schwenningen like maybe his whole career.
I think it
But
was
yeah,
when he was done in the DL, and they were still second league team, and he came down. But
yeah,
anyway, he'd be
he's just
coaching
like
you then. He's the D man coach, or what?
yeah, he's a D man coach. It's just like his first year coaching too. So at start he was kind of trying to figure it out, and obviously his English wasn't good. So he
Should
runs
be
our
after that many years in the DL.
yeah. His English isn't that great, so he's trying to run our PK, and then also we have so many North Americans that like we don't never talk German ever in our room. So it was just basically him trying to learn us, and then like our names and everything. But he's gotten better, and like his English is getting better too because we're teaching him some things. But it's
Yeah,
been good.
that's weird to have that many Canadian Germans on the team. Yeah,
It's nice though.
it is nice. Yeah, it's definitely nice having people that have same backgrounds and whatnot as you. So, Garrett, what's going on in Slovakia? Where are your imports from? Canadians and Americans?
Yeah, we have one American and then four Canadians right now. And then one of our goalie imports is from Hungary.
Mm,
And then right now we also have a Ukrainian forward. He was like signed as our eighth import kind of thing. Like we have a B team here too.
okay, so he'll play a bit with
So
them too.
he was down with the B team and had like I think he's got like 20 goals in 9 games in the B League. So they were kind of like, well, we have to bring this kid up because he is too good for that league. So and he's been playing really well. So that part's been good. There's like three of us that live in my apartment building. Um then we're like a couple minutes from the rink too. So that's been good.
What's your barn like?
It's nice. It's a little old, but like it's honestly perfect size for kind of the amount of fans we get, and they've done like a lot to it from the pictures that I've seen since over the last couple of years. And like they just re-renovated our locker room, so that part's nice, and we got a lot of space and a big lounge and huge TV and ping pong table and all that stuff. So it's good.
I think we've already covered this next question. What have you been doing for fun in Slovakia? Going out for lunch with the other imports.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was warm for a while, so we got out to a couple different golf courses, which was pretty cool. So we're like up in the Tatra Mountains is what they're called. So we played a couple pretty sick tracks like just below the mountains. Like 20 minutes outside of Poprad, and there's like a lot of good lunch spots. So yeah, we go for lunch a lot, and there's a couple mini putt tracks too. So we've been out doing a
Got to
little
compete. Yeah.
import circuit.
You got to
And,
compete. You got to play for lunch too, or a beer.
yeah,
Once
yeah,
you start competing and you got pairs like partners, I tell you, it can get quite heated.
yeah, we'll do that, and I don't know, a lot of kind of early later afternoon coffee shop runs, and just kind of hang out, killing time, and then like I said, there's the mountains here too, so go for the odd like drive up towards the mountains and walk around some of the villages there, and it's pretty cool. But
Mm-hmm.
finding ways to kill time. It's a little harder now. Like it's been snowing for the last week, so we've got like 5 or 6 inches now, so it's not really that much fun to go outside anymore. But
Mm. And Ryker, you've been hitting Stuttgart quite a bit. It's not that
Uh,
far, is it?
no, it's like 25 minutes, but we'll take the train because
Yeah, you do.
the traffic's ridiculous. But
There'd
we
be
had a
no
couple.
reason to drive there when you can take a train.
No, like even going to Ludwigsburg sometimes. I mean, it's only 12 minutes from my house, but you can sometimes get hit in traffic. But yeah, we've been out a couple times, Stuttgart. If we're got the time and we can go out, we'll go to Stuttgart. But
Mm-hmm.
since the season started, we really haven't had like a night out with playing Friday and Sunday. So
Yeah, that's what was interesting about going in July when they make you work out like animals from Monday to Thursday. And then they're like, okay, all the Germans are going to go home. And you, 5 imports, you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Go
Yeah,
for it.
you're going to stew.
Oh, heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, should be full weekends. Real team bonding between the imports though. Oh man. Well, the other thing I got written down, just background here, is Garrett, when I started with my company, Superheat, I was out wrapping pipes and heat treating in Burlington with Elke. Elke was my project manager, and then we went to watch you play for the OHL All-Stars against Team Russia. I think it was at Cops Coliseum. I sat with your parents and Dino.
Yeah, in
It was like
Hamilton there.
before I knew you.
Yeah, it was
Hmm.
back in the day. That was a long time ago.
Sure was. Yeah. Yeah.
Be like
That's when I
8
started with Superheat. I've been heat treating for a while now. Hmm.
getting old.
Yeah.
getting old.
I am old now, that's for sure. You guys are in like your 5th year pro now. That's weird too. Anywho, that was pretty neat that you made that team though. There was some studs on that team. You were playing against studs, eh?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. Got to play in it a couple times, which was nice. One of them was in Owen Sound too, which
Oh, that's cool.
I enjoyed. And then
Yeah.
yeah, the next was in Hamilton. It's pretty yeah,
Well,
it was a lot of fun.
I have no idea what we've talked about before on here. I saw when you made Team Ontario for under 17. That was quite the squad too. You had Mitch Marner and Strome and Konechny and all sorts of players, eh?
Yeah, we had a good squad. It's too bad we kind of like
You didn't win.
just had a couple bad games and it didn't really work out for us with the seeding, and wish we could have done a little bit more than I think we finished in maybe 6th place, which like for
Mm,
what the caliber of team that I felt like we had, it just
good enough.
wasn't quite good enough. But it was also like we were still splitting Canada up into 5 teams when I went to U17. So it was
Mhm.
a lot of kids playing for Team Canada, I guess. But I don't know. It was a cool tournament though. Cool to play
Um,
with.
well, I don't have much else today other than I find it interesting, like seeing you guys do this. You guys are basically living the life I lived like a decade ago, and it seems like a lifetime ago now. But it's neat, and I also think it's neat for you guys that you have the technology now. When I went over there, I had a sling box. I don't know if you know what that is, but it hooked up to my parents' cable in their basement. And then I could basically change their TV stations from my computer so I could watch TV from home. But now with the technology you guys have and stuff, like when I first went over there on a bus trip, I had a portable DVD player, like that's all I could do. And now we can do this, and it's like we actually saw each other. And then when you guys come home, it's like we've seen each other, and it's got to be the same with your parents and your buddies, right?
Yeah, that part's nice. Like you're able to keep in touch with everyone pretty easily. I mean, the time difference is a little hard and whatnot, but I mean,
Yes.
I'm just glad that like it's not too late to watch football because I love watching football on Sundays. So I mean, it kind of works out when we play at like 4 o'clock and home by 7, and then you can just watch football for the rest of the night. Day off Monday, so
Big football guy,
that
eh?
part. Yeah, I like football, so it's cool that part
Go
of it.
football.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I usually hit the Llama bar, Ryker, after a Sunday game. I
I
don't know
knew
if
you were gonna bring it up at one point.
well, we ran amok at that place. Had a
We've,
time
we've been there probably.
every Sunday that you play. Uh,
Yeah, basically.
yeah, it's like the only place that's still rocking on a Sunday around there. And
The only
then
place that actually has an unreal like American style breakfast too.
well, and you can put all the tables together and get the whole squad together, and
Yeah,
it's fun.
yeah, it's a good spot, especially like after whenever we can on Sundays. Like we've had a couple Sundays off, just going for breakfast, and you can almost stay there all day if you wanted.
Yeah, you could go right
Right
from
on the water.
Frühstück to Mittagessen to Abendessen all in one
Yeah,
day.
and it's on the water, so you can kind of if it was nice out, but it hasn't been nice out the last like month. So
Well, I find it very neat that Kincardine native, is that the word, is playing in Bietigheim, Germany. Way to go. That's cool.
Trying.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys are going to turn it around, especially when someone throws you an Alpenmilch, right?
Little ship. Alpenmilch.
Yeah. That's really going to get the juices flowing. Then you guys are going to start running amok, right?
Yeah, we hopefully this week when we start running amok.
Mm-hmm. And you're hoping you're like a week out from getting involved, eh?
Yeah, hopefully I'm practicing, but they're not allowing me to get hit yet, so
Right. Well,
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you may as well wait till the games to get into that, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really like people hitting me in practice ever in Germany. You know?
Yeah. For some reason we have like there's hitting in practice here.
Yeah, no, we really mucked it up too. Yeah. There was a lot of contact, especially on a Tuesday, you know? Tuesdays could be a long day, man. I don't know what it's like nowadays, but you'd work out for a long time. Then you would practice for a long time. Then you would bag skate for a long time.
We work out Monday to Thursday, Wally.
What do you mean now? Like lifting weights and stuff every Monday to Thursday?
Yeah, we got probably like 45 minutes before practice, Monday to Thursday. So
Well,
I don't know like
that's
that
not
too.
like what we would do it like really long time for like an hour and a half on a Tuesday. Wednesdays might be a little something, but now Thursday we just practiced, you know, and then got ready for Friday.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Game's changed, you know. I'm just an old dog out here in my shed talking, you know. Well, you guys got anything before we shut her down? I think it's neat that I know like the new generation of players in Kincard. And thanks for coming to the golf tournament. Thanks for being shed guys. And you know, I know I can count on you guys for whatever I need. It's like Skinny. When the last time I was talking with you guys, the three of you were on, Skinny came and was the evaluator for my tryouts, you know? That's
Keep
how I
that
know.
man.
Huh? Who said
They
what?
keep that man busy.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be tough for him though, right? Because he can still play, and I saw him play for the Wolves last week, and
Oh
he can
yeah.
still play. And it's got to be tough for him that like he got the gig in the real world that can't really be passed up, and then he sees you two still doing her, and you know when you can still do it, it's got to be hard to join the real world.
Yeah. He's got a house now, so that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like a
I think
grown up. He's like a grown up
Yeah,
man, and he has a
he
house
is
and a job.
he's all grown up now.
I know. Seeing the puppies grow up, it's something. Well, thanks for coming on again, guys, and making my Wednesday way more better.
Anytime.
yeah. Thanks for having us.
Go Poprad, go Bietigheim, and
Yep.
yeah. And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with GMAC, Ryks, and Wally.